Yo, what's up, man?
Coolin', man.
You know what I want to hear, right?
What you want to hear?
Baby!
Yo, what the fuck is up? You know what it is. Buffet Boys, episode 65. We back in the building. Week 2 at Beachella. We're in the Henny tent right now. Gathering our shit, ending this weed week. You know what it is. It's your boy, the Salvador Sensation, Eb. And as always with me, it's my main man, 100 Grand, the Hotep hustler himself, Mr. Kodak Brown, Mr. 32 Savage, Mr. Becky on deck, Mr. Stole Your Girl, gave her right back. The bad hombre, Vic. What's poppin', Vic?
Bad hombre. What
That's
the fuck?
Hey, that's what Donald Trump labeled you as, so that's what I'm gonna call you.
Oh, you're right. Hey, that's an old one though.
Hey,
He's come up with a lot of other fucked up shit since.
You know
but,
me, I'm
man,
retro.
I'm all right, man. But I woke up today with just like a sore throat, and I was like, oh man, Abby passed it over through the mic.
Yeah, you got AIDS? Oh shit.
Yeah, man, that's what it
how it
is. I caught a bad case of AIDS. I'll be all right though.
You'll be good. Get some tussin, shake it up. You'll be all right.
Oh man, but other than that, man, I'm all right. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, dog. I'm pretty faded, but I'm Gucci, man.
I can hear that.
I'm all right. You know, we're gonna make this happen, and yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. How was your weekend?
And it wasn't too bad. I was watching a lot of NBA basketball, some soccer here and there, but kind of just chilling, just trying to catch up on some of this news. I didn't partake in the festive holidays that are happening right now, but I do enjoy reading Facebook more this time of year than ever before.
Yeah, I kind of felt that this week, this 420 business was a lot bigger than what it normally was. That's for sure. I was seeing post after post after post and meme after meme after. I'm like, damn, when did this shit become this big? And I guess maybe after the legalization of weed in a lot of states, which I believe it should be legal in all 50 states. Yeah, man, this shit is just getting bigger and bigger. And I'm trying to see how can I get this in my pockets? How can I start making some money? How can I be a POC?
How can I get cut in?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I had been seeing on top of it being 420, people also woke as hell these days, and I've been seeing on 420 posts where people go to dispensaries and they go check them out and whatnot. People have been talking like a lot of that nice to be certain shade and not get arrested for this, but all these people that have had charges, they're still in jail, or they still have records, or they have this and that. I just thought it was interesting. I was kind of confused by their arguments sometimes, but I thought it was interesting.
I think the big argument is that there were a lot of people that copped a lot of cases for simple weed charges, and there's a lot of people that are still in jail for non-violent crimes. And now people have dispensaries that are like Starbucks, and most of them are of European descent. So I
European Americans.
I understand that argument 100% very clearly, because it's true. I mean,
I understand that much. I understand that far, but should we not legalize weed?
Oh yeah, but I think what they're talking about is giving more minorities these loans to actually get into the business, and I think that's that's a bigger issue than what it is, which is, I would say 90%. I was reading a report that less than about 5% of the people who actually own dispensaries are black, and even less are Hispanic. So just to give you a good idea of how we're cut in,
who's running the business.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, think about it, how many people were actually selling weed or had weed on them? and cop some crazy cases, especially during the early 90s. You know, when even before then, when Reagan, not all that shit, man, everything that we were locking people up, and the drug war. There's a lot of people that are still in jail now for that. So, you know, as far as all the other shit, I'm not really sure what other conversations they had, but regarding that specifically, yeah, man, I can see that plight. I could understand that.
Oh, for sure, I understand that. But yeah, you know, Ed, when 420 comes around, we see an influx of posts that are nonsensical. But you know, I think this is an opportunity for you and me to tell maybe a story or two of excellent high adventures.
Absolutely, I'm down with that. I've had many and plenty. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the worst time I had as a smoker. So, but I'll let you kick it off, Vic. Tell me.
You want me to go? Because I know you like this story a lot. I think we've told it on this podcast, but I know we have influx of new listeners and a new platform since we've had. Wow, you're ragging on my $10 words. Come on, man.
Yeah. Every time you drop one of these jewels, I'm gonna make sure people hear.
Okay, so I'll just get right into it. I had never had an edible at this point, and I'm maybe like 18, 19 years old.
Damn.
And I went to the homie's house, and we just kicking it and whatnot. We smoking a little bit, and he comes out with a cookie. He's like, "Hey, you want this?" And it looks like you know like a Nilla wafer. It's about that size, the size of a communion wafer as well. Just about, you know, not very big, but so I look at it and I'm like, shit, man, that ain't gonna do nothing to me. I'm a big boy. I need a little power. He's like, don't scoff at this. This shit'll knock you on your ass. I'm like, all right, fine. I pop it. You just fucking with my words today, huh? Anyway, I just pop it, right? I eat it like it's a fucking snack, because that's all it is. Like, it ain't a thing to me. And I'm just sitting there, and I kid you not, no more than like 15, 20 minutes go by, and I start feeling it. And I'm starting to feel that rise in the high, and I'm just like, uh-oh. Yo, I gotta drop my homeboy off before I get home at any point tonight, but I'm just like, yo, we gotta go now, because by the time I drop you off and get home, I'm gonna be way too high. So we go ahead and do that. I drop homeboy off, and then I head home, and when I get home, I'm high as a kite. I'm fucking just blown. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna lay down, and I have the TV on. And I swear to you, I'm not watching the TV. I kind of have my head away from the TV, and I'm just chilling there listening to the TV. And I kid you not, I can feel the sound waves hitting my head. It felt like the way the Wi-Fi signal looks on your phone. It felt like that's the way the waves were hitting me on my head. And I was just like, I was like freaking out. And instead of turning off the TV like, you know, an intelligent person, I went ahead and muted the TV. And with my eyes closed, not looking at the TV, I could still see like the change in light to dark from the TV. And I was just like, nah. And instead of turning off the TV then, I turned it to line, you know, like input.
Yeah.
I turned it to an input so it would be black. And so I'm like, all right, fine. I finally fall asleep, and I wake up around 5 a.m. And the second I put my foot down and like stand straight up, I swear to God, my pops just bust through the door, like he's Cosmo Kramer, just bam right through the door, and he's like, hey. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, hey, you need to move the car. You need to move your car right now. So he was on his way to work, and I just remembered like waking up and still being super high. And when I'm moving the car out, I guess I parked like right in the middle of the street, and he backs out, and he's like, He's like, "Hey, you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just really tired right now."
5 in the fucking morning. What do you think?
So he leaves, and I park the car, and I just go back to sleep, man. But I just remember like that being way too much for me.
Yeah, nah. See, I can't fuck with edibles because I can't gauge how strong this shit is. Because like you said, they give you these little. You have a gummy bear. I had a bonbon one time that had me on my fucking ass, and I was like, I can't do this shit ever again. But nah, man, my experience. Well, one of the stories, I've had plenty. I know I told you the one where I was trying to put out a make believe fire for like an hour.
I'm familiar.
But this one is actually back in the day. This was in, if you're not familiar with LA, with California, the Valley, specifically like Van Nuys area, North Hollywood area has a rip of dispensaries. I mean, they got a gang of dispensaries. And this
they're known for dispensaries. They're known for dispensaries and porn. That's what they're known for.
Hey, listen, the two best things that any man needs in his life. And real quick, salute Bonnet, salute C-Town and Ralph. We see y'all out here. But nah, man. So back in 2000, I would say 2008, I was able to finesse a MMJ card, and so that gave me an opening to a dispensary. Well, all the dispensaries that took medical marijuana cards, and back in the day, we used to cop for like, man, if you wanted something decent, you would pay like a dub for like maybe 1.5 grams. You know what I mean?
Shit, I remember copping dubs for $1 gram, dog.
Yeah.
Or copping grams for a dub.
Yeah. Like 1.5 grams, you know what I mean? Like that was like, yo, you coming up. So
when people talk about the good old times, those were the bad old times.
well, these motherfuckers was gouging you for like Reggie. So anyway, I finally got a card, and I wasn't even hip on the dispensary game. So I hit the dispensary, and the minute you walk in, you have just a fucking wide variety of different herbs that you can smoke. So I'm like, holy shit, goddamn, that's a lot of weed. So I go and then I'm like looking, and that's when they started, because back in the day, motherfuckers wasn't up on sativas and indicas and hybrids. It was just like, yo, is that chronic? Yeah. Is that Kush? Yeah. And that was it.
Indo?
Yeah. So, when they started, this is a hybrid, this is I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man, but which was gonna get me fucked up. And they're like, well, we just got this new strain called marijuana. And I was like, yeah, that's very close to heroin and marijuana mixed. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me try that out. So, I was like, how much is a dub? And she's like, a what? I was like, yo, how much for 2 grams? And she's all like, oh, that's $10. I was like, $10? She's like, yeah. So what? I was like, well, how? She's like, all our prices are on the board. So I copped the 8th for 40. And I was like, wow. So like that alone was a grip of weed. So anyway, so I got the 8th. I take it back to the house, right? Then I go back to my buddy's house, a really good friend of mine, one of your really good friends as well, Victor. I will say no names, just that he is of Honduran. He's of Honduran descent.
Okay. And I know who we're talking about.
So, we go to the pad. I was like, yo, I got some shit. He's like, oh, what is it? Marijuana? He's like, oh, shit. All right, cool. So, I roll up a joint, a nice fat one, too. And funny enough, the Lakers were about to start playing.
Okay.
So we roll up, we start smoking, right? And I would say like a minute in, I was like, yo, this shit is too much for me. Like straight up, like, when there's certain weeds that like, they creep up on you. And there's some that just like, nah, you about to get high, my friend. Very high.
Just smack you in the face.
Yeah, just cold wind. So I'm like, oh shit. I was like, all right. So we smoked the whole joint together, just boom, boom, done, right?
Okay.
And Victor, when I tell you I was high as like I was so high that I was just like, I just kept telling myself like, yo, you gotta breathe, you gotta breathe, you gotta breathe. And I spent like 10 minutes like, yo, you gotta breathe, and I'm just, then I was like, oh shit, I'm bugging. So I look over to my buddy, and he's dead asleep. But he's asleep. He's like asleep, sitting down, like sitting, shit. Like he's like sitting on the edge with his fucking like he was slumped, but he wasn't slumped on anything. He was like slumped on his shoulders. And I was like, yo, man, you got back up to the wall. He's all like, I am on the wall. I'm like, nah, dog, you're not on the wall. He's like, I'm like, yo. He's like, all right. Then he starts dribbling. I was like, oh shit, did they lace our shit? And nah, he was just falling asleep. He was fucking drooling. So he passes out. And then I'm like, all right, man, I gotta focus. So I look at the TV.
Keep cool.
Yeah, I look at the TV and the Lakers are playing. But Vic, man, all I saw was the color of the jerseys. So it was all yellow Lakers versus all green Hornets, I think it was. Or not the Hornets, the Celtics, I think they were playing. So all I saw, I was like, yo, why am I watching highlighters playing basketball? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm bugging, yo. And then next thing I know, they go to a commercial. And the only thing I remember, because I just passed out after that, was I'm looking and I saw Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant was doing a commercial for Turkish Airlines. And I'm like, yo.
Oh, shit.
I was like, yo, when did Kobe Bryant go to Turkey? And that's... And that was...
Is Kobe playing for the Turkish national team now? What's going on?
I was like, yo, is this dude a terrorist? And that was it.
Yo, that's the commercial with Messi, right? The Turkish Airlines.
Nah, it was just him in the fucking plane, and he's just like, yo,
that's the one with Messi in it.
I don't remember Messi in that. I just remember him. I just remember my limbs. I remember my limbs being very, very light, and reminding myself that I needed to make sure that I got enough oxygen to my body, because my body wasn't regulating it. So after that, needless to say, I was like, I am never smoking this shit again. I can't do that, man. Like I found out that I can't smoke like very strong sativas because it get my heart racing, and I need to stay on the indicas, man. I need some shit that's gonna mellow me out and that's not gonna have me in my head. So this is a PSA for anyone that wants to dabble in some weed. Make sure you do your research, because some of this shit will have you bouncing off the walls. Some of it might actually have you stuck on your couch. And yeah, it's a very tragic situation.
Yeah, make sure you're applying the right strain for the appropriate activity. Yeah, because if you're gonna be out and about, don't be taking something that's gonna have you, wanting to fall asleep. Take something that's gonna make you feel good and chill. And if you need to go to sleep, take some of that hard shit that can put you to sleep.
Yeah. But yeah, well, anyway, man, it's been weed week, dog. This whole week we've been saying it's been weed week. 420 obviously was on Friday. And another thing that happened out here in California, which happens every single year, and I forgot to mention, was that we had the Cannabis Cup in San Bernardino. Yeah, and they had some dope performances, man. Yeah, they had Rick Ross perform, Nas was performing. And Lupe Fiasco was performing, and I saw the video of Lupe performing, and there were like maybe 30 people there, and I was like, God damn, this dude,
forgotten soldier, dog, forgotten soldier.
This dude fell off. But yeah, man, Cannabis Cup was popping out here. So, if you ever come out here, man, Cannabis Cup is essentially it's just a competition for the best strain.
It's a weed festival.
It's a weed festival, yeah, man. So, and
I think the Kaya tour is out here too in San Bernardino this weekend, which is the Marley Brothers. It's like all the Marley Brothers put on a little festival, and anyway, you know how they love weed.
Get high as fuck.
So another notable thing that happened on 420, Eb, and you put me up. You made sure I paid attention to this. Young Jermaine Cole.
Ooh, Jermaine Cole. Yes, indeed.
Just dropped a brand new album, and that shit is hot flames, dog. That shit is so hot, you can light your blunt off of it, dog.
Yo, hey, that's facts, Vic. That whole album, front to back, man, I was very, very, very satisfied with that album, man. KOD dropped on 420. And I feel like it's been something we've been waiting for since Damn. You know what I mean?
It's like we get one decent true hip hop album a year now. Mm-hmm. like that's what we get. We get one a year, and I guess that's alright. Like, the thing is, Eb, like, I like listening to these albums with a critical ear. So there are like little things that I didn't like about certain songs, but there's also kind of the note of a really good album is even in that song where you find something that you can be critical about, is there something that will turn the song around and still be really good for you? And in every point where I found a little thing that I didn't like about a song, there was something I did like about a song. So honestly, like for the most part, I gotta give it like from 1 to 10, it's gotta be at least an 8.5.
Damn. Yeah,
That's a solid album.
I put that up almost. I give it a 9, man, because it's. I like the production front to back. I love the way it came in. Man, the one thing I like about J. Cole, I always kind of give him this. He has like this Mos Def feel to me. When Mos Def used to harmonize and kind of sing and rap at the same time.
If I don't.
Yeah, exactly. He has that, man. And you know what? It seems like J. Cole put some thought process behind what kind of music he wants to put out. I know that last album he just dropped was straight. I'm not gonna say it was garbage. Yeah, it was kind of whack. So I wasn't feeling the last album he dropped. I really dug that 2014 Forest Hills Drive, but this one, man, I'm telling you, he came with it. He gave us something that's like, yo, listen, here you go. Y'all been talking shit. You want bars, you want good music, here it is. And I honestly am very satisfied with the album, man. It's something that I think we've been all looking for, man. We need this shit. We need this type of infusion again back into hip hop, because the minute we forget, it's like, yo, here we go. We need something to keep us going, because it's so like, yo, this hip hop game is fucking oversaturated with bullshit. And I'm torn, because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that are like, yo, you know what? We were young at one point. We used to, this type of shit we used to make. Woo, 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 woo. And I'm like, I get that. But, yo, some of these motherfuckers are just taking this shit too far. And they are disrespecting the culture. If they just made their music and kept it pushing, great. But at the same time, when you start disrespecting the same thing that's feeding you, nah. I can't fuck with that. Like
legends and legendary albums and the way and structure and the reason why the art form is even there.
Word.
That's why there's disrespect for the new cats. It's not because we can't understand that, it's a new wave. It's a new idea. But when the fundamentals are not only
blatantly disrespected.
Not only disregarded, but disrespected. That's where the problem comes in, because you see, that's why people like J. Cole, like in this album, he's doing his own thing, right? And the structure's still there, and the idea's still there, and the fundamentals are still there. But on top of that, Ed, he has an understanding for music, not just hip hop, and you can tell in the cadences and the changes of rhythms and style in each song. It's really crazy. Like I listened to the album maybe like 4 times just to kind of get a feel on what he was doing and what he was trying to do musically. And there's more to it than him just spitting hot bars.
Word. Absolutely.
And
you're right.
I can really appreciate it, and I can understand that he actually went into the lab with a pen and a pad, and really focused on something dope, man. And I got to give it to him. It's dope. It's dope.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad that he came out with something dope for us. And some people are going a little too far, saying he's saving hip hop, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and man, I want to give it up to that dude, man, because again, he is consistently dropping good music, man, shit that you want to continue listening to. But one thing I do want to say is that obviously anytime something drops, you need to jump on the Twitter sphere to figure out what the general consensus is of the music, right? And for the most part, I think it was well received by a bunch of people. But then you also had these little motherfuckers that were talking cash shit just coming out the mouth, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And I was noticing that, again, listen, there's no shots at anyone, but the individuals that I was seeing that were talking a lot of shit were of European descent as well.
European Americans, damn. Get it in your vernacular.
Yeah. These Eurostep Americans. And a lot of them were like, yo, this shit is whack, this shit is boring. And I'm like, listen, this album isn't for you. Like, it's not meant, I don't think it's meant for your ears. You know what I mean? Like,
and on top of that, there's very clear message. There's a clear message that would make a European American feel a certain type of way. especially in that 1985 song, where he's pretty much telling, well, on top of dissing a few lil rappers, literally lil rappers, he does some like crazy like sneak disses, man, but like right in their face. But he pretty much says like, hey, look, they want you to pop Molly pills, they expect you, and they want to be you, so you know, they think that listening to you say those things makes them you. Yeah. Makes them live your experience, and that's not really the case, you know?
Word.
And that song, man, that song is some hot fire. If y'all haven't listened to any of the album and you want to hear at least a single to dip your toe in, yo, listen to 1985. That shit is fire. That shit is so good.
Yeah, 100. You absolutely right. That 1985, yo, that joint, I told you from the gate, yo, this joint right here. I mean, outside, I think there's other tracks that I like a lot more, but 1985
that's not even my favorite. That's not even my favorite track.
Yeah,
but
he
that one is
he reminds him.
Definitely a standout.
He reminds him. So I want to make this clear, because I saw a lot of shit where people were, oh man, he's dissing Little Pump. He's dissing Little Pump. Nah, he's not dissing. I don't think he's dissing Little Pump only. I'm sure he's dissing quite a few cats on that shit. But number one, just lyrics alone from what he's saying, I know for a fact it's not Little Pump, because Little Pump is Mexican. We'll just say that right now. So we'll get that out the way. But this goes out again to the art form. And Vic, I've said this on this podcast multiple times, so I need a little credit, and my name wasn't on any of the credits for that song. Is exactly what I've been saying, Vic, for the last year, which is, yo, the music that these little motherfuckers are making are finite, and it's a very short window. Why? Because these fucking kids are gonna grow up, they're gonna be 20 years old, and they don't want to keep doing the same shit that you rapping about when you fucking 16, 17 years old. So your shit is gonna run out, and I've been saying that. I think from the gate.
I think that's the most like important idea that he kind of pushed through on that song. Like, hey, look, your shit might be popping now, but if you keep going the same route, talking about the same shit, that shit's gonna get old quick. Like, you won't even last the entire the entire time that they're doing that activity. Because that shit still will get old before you finish. Like, if you're going through like a Molly phase and all that shit, those kids are still gonna like be like, all right, whatever, this guy is whack, you know. It's gonna run out quick. It's gonna run out quick, and I hope you stack your money, man, because I mean, it's gonna dry up once they stop asking you to come to festivals. It's a wrap for you.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be a wrap. Like, it's gonna be over. Like, I'm sorry, for every J. Cole, there's 1,000 J. Quans. You know what I mean? And I think these motherfuckers need to understand. One single. And that was it.
That shit was hot though.
Yeah, it was. But you know, when you think about it, it's like, yo, like, you need these rappers now, or these. I mean, I'm not even gonna call them rappers, but these kids now that are making this music, like, yo, you need to learn from history. Like, either you need to start collecting all this bread and making sure you're saving it, or you need to learn how to make something. You need to make something with some substance that's gonna continue through time. You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, yo, you're gonna be right back at the crib. You're gonna have like 1 million face tattoos, and then what are you gonna do? You're not gonna work at INS. You're not gonna work for the government. So figure something out. But
I think that's why it's important to have the fundamentals and the basics down for the genre. Like, it's just, that's the bottom line. That's why it's important, because those are the people that are gonna last.
Yeah, and I think one really quick, right before we wrap this up, and Rich, I think we're gonna go on our first break as soon as we wrap this one up here. The one thing I will say is, I had some people because I kind of, listen, when I heard the album, I talked to people that I know personally, just online, everything. I had a lot of people tell me, oh man, you know what, I wasn't really feeling the shit. And I'm like, why not? Man, he trying to sound like all these other motherfuckers out here with all this mumble rap. And I'm like, you simpleton. The fuck is wrong with you? That was done on purpose. There's literally an agenda behind the entire album, and this lets me further know that these people just listen to shit and don't actually digest it, because we are so used to nonsense that's getting put out, man. There's a bunch of jibber jabber and fucking bullshit. But I'm like, yo, that half of the album, he's literally talking shit on these songs. These songs are banging, but he's actually doing that with flow. So it's like, you can still do both. It's just that these motherfuckers choose to do it with no lyrics, no nothing.
With neither. Which is a hot fucking beat.
Yeah, because that's all you need. But imagine if you had that plus bars.
Yep, that makes a good album.
Makes a fire album. But yo, man, listen, let us know what you guys think. Let us know how you feel about this J. Cole album. Do you think this guy's the fucking savior of hip hop? I don't necessarily think so. I feel we have a whole bunch. You think the album was trash? Let us know, man. So we gonna be on our first break. You know what it is. It's Ruckus Radio Live.
Hey you guys, it's me, Cliche from The Girl Knows Curls.
And this is Samantha, the lifestyle creator of The Real Girlfriend Experience.
And we are Dualistic. Girl, I need you to relax. Relax, Samantha.
Hey, I gotta do extra. I always do that. However, tune in to Samantha and Cliche on Dualistic Podcast every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on urbanmogullife.com for the latest episode, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at Dualistic.
And as always,
we are
Gemini as fuck.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.
And we back. You know what it is. Ruckus Radio Live. Buffet Boys. We in the building. So Vic, man, I had a conversation with you over I think it was Friday. I think it was Friday or Thursday I had this conversation with you. Okay, I'm very passionate.
One of those 2 days.
Yeah. And we're going to give a couple stories just to kind of give some backstories on why I kind of came to this conclusion. But I feel like, we are currently living in an era full of bitch-made beta males. And, you told me that, nah, it's about the same. We've always had them. We've always had them. Yeah, hoe mother. Yeah. So, and I told you, yeah.
But what you're saying is we're at an all-time high.
We're peaking right now. Yeah, it is. We're peaking right now. I think that there are more bitch-made individuals that are breeding bitch-made individuals, and we have quite a few of them. We have more than we had before, because we've always had. Man, this is. I keep thinking this is 2003, and I can't. I made a promise to myself. So there's just a bunch of bitch-made individuals out here, and I feel like it is growing. And you keep telling me like, nah, man, it's about the same. It's just that now we're more exposed because of the internet, because of videos and all this other. And I agree with you to a degree, but I honestly feel that we are breeding bitch-made males more and more daily, day after day, and one being because we are living in a more PC environment, I think, and I believe that in itself, is breeding. And I think there's a difference between being a man who understands and is, can tolerate, I won't say tolerate, but isn't intolerant to difference of opinions. You know what I mean? Okay. And then there's bitch-made hoe-ass males who doing hoe-ass things, doing hoe-ass activities. With they got hoe tendencies. Yeah, exactly. And so I wanted to start off this first story with this individual. Who was this cat? This fucking dude.
Alfred Klung.
Alfred Klung. Yes, you hoe.
Sounds like a bitch ass hoe.
Bitch made. He does, and he looks like a hoe too. He looks like a bitch.
He does.
So, and he comes out of our favorite state, Vid. He comes out of Florida.
Of course. I was gonna bring that up later. I was like, is this a hoe ass, mark ass, bitch ass story, or is this a Florida story?
It's a both. It's a both story.
It's a both story.
Alfred Klug, 25, texted his girlfriend, or I'm assuming his ex-girlfriend now. He texted her, letting her know that he would be posting all her nudes on Facebook and Snapchat because he saw her speaking to another guy at the gym.
Just having a conversation with him.
Just having a regular ass conversation.
Yeah,
listen to me, dude. Listen, Fred. Listen, Fred. You hoe ass, mark ass, bitch made individual. How the fuck could you? How? I mean, listen. I don't understand how a dude can be that fucking jealous. I really can't understand how anyone can be that jealous, but more importantly, I don't understand how a fucking dude can be that fucking jealous, okay? So Alfred Klug, 25, texted his ex-girlfriend saying, "You forced my hand."
You forced my hand. Like, it's funny because like all the quotes that we have here for this story, like these are just like the quotes of a bitch made man. Like this is the diary of a fucking bitch ass fucking clueless motherfucker. Like beta. Like I don't like using the terms beta and alpha male. That shit's kind of stupid to me.
I'm Gucci. I'll call him a beta male.
But this guy's a fucking beta for sure. Like
straight bitch made.
I don't know, man. So he said you forced my hand, and he told like their mutual friend that she should cut back on drinking, lying, and spreading her legs.
Jesus Christ. This is one thing I want to make very, very clear. As a man, if you're dating someone, unless you decided to actually put a ring on her finger, you need to automatically assume that she's probably fucking 2 or 3 other dudes off top. And you need to be okay with that, because it is what it is. Until you lock that down, you're single. You are not together. You know what I mean? And if you decide to lock it down, perfect, then you found the one. Until then, she might, or she might not. The point is, stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. And I was reading this story, Vic, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this world coming to? Like, you can't have like is that all it takes? Like, you didn't catch this chick with a dick in her mouth. You caught her at the gym having a conversation with some random fucking individual. And you know, I always like to go back to this to one of my favorite lines by one of our young prophets, Sean Carter. You know, males shouldn't be jealous. That's a female trait. Ooh. And to be quite honest with you,
that's
Vic,
pre-mini fro. Pre-mini fro.
that's pre-woke Jay's. That's pre-woke Uncle Hove. You know what I mean? That's the that was the fitted hat, Rockefeller, Nick jersey, popping bottles and pouring champagne.
4X white tea.
That's the H to the Izzo Hove. All right, so but yeah, man, I'm like, yo, how much of a bitch do you got? Like, how insecure and how scary you gotta be to where you see a girl talking to someone and you automatically jump and be like, nah, fuck all that. She's a hoe. She fucking him. She sucking his dick. I'm gonna post these nudes online.
Yeah, you know what the worst part is? It wasn't like he put it somewhere where you could kind of like cover it up a little bit. He
like
didn't put it
Pornhub,
on
right?
like Pornhub, or he didn't put it up on like Reddit on some secret like board. Nah, he put it on Facebook because he wanted like to embarrass her in front of her family and whatnot. And,
whole ass.
And I mean, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. You can't be doing that. You can't be letting grandma see her granddaughter's bitties. Come on, man. That's not cool, man. Like, that's not that's a bitch move, man. For sure, that's a bitch move, and
I attribute it to the culture, Vic. I attribute it to. Listen, I don't know about you, Vic, and I need to know how you feel about this. If you're in a relationship, you're not married, you just, hey, this is my girl. That's it. It's not your whiz, just your girl. And y'all dating, and you find out she's cheating on you. And and the fact that this motherfucker didn't find out she was cheating. She was just talking to another dude. But let's say you find out that she's cheating. Like, what's your move? What is your move?
Yo, I'm gonna be upset. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be upset.
Right. I think most people would genuinely be upset unless you live by the code. Like I told you, you got to assume that she's fucking 5 or 3 other dudes, 3 to 5.
I don't assume that. I would never assume that.
You got to keep it in the back. You got to keep it in the back of your mind. So when it happens, it's like, all right, well, it's cool. I was fucking with 3 or 5 other chicks. So whatever.
I guess that's the destructive mindset that you got to have sometimes. But I don't necessarily apply that to my life. But it's just, you can't, I don't know, man. Like, I understand what you're saying with the direction we're going. And there's certainly people that are publicly bitch made and publicly some soft ass fucking double ply. But I can't agree with you. I feel like there's always been, we live in a time where everyone's on social media. But you and me are old enough to remember the world before the internet.
Word.
And there's always been bitch ass, mark ass, fucking soft ass motherfuckers.
I
always.
Get that. And I believe, and I agree with you. What I'm saying is there's an abundance of bitch. Someone has been creating more and more of these bitch made motherfuckers. I just see more of them, and I feel like because of the current climate, it's skewing what how you should present yourself and how you should move, and it's giving leeway to more of the shit that we're seeing here and what we're speaking about, which is you don't know how to conduct yourself as a man. And as a man, you don't do no hoe ass, bitch ass. Like this is what like
we must have said hoe and bitch like a million times right now.
You know what I mean? Like it's shit, like this is what I'm saying. It's that's some shit like that's what a catty woman does, man. Like she puts up pictures like fuck this bitch.
A catty woman, yes.
Fuck this hoe. Fuck this bitch right here. Like like my man, like is that really like come on, man? Like
here's my question to you, Ab.
What you do is you call her.
What's worse? These type of like bitch made people, or over the top like I'm super masculine and I'm a Superman type person. Who's worse?
Okay, well,
who's more irritating? Let's just say that. Who's more irritating?
I think personally, to me, more irritating it would probably be the catty male, only because I expect, and not to say that it's right, these over the top, super bravado, super macho, like I was locked up for 10 years, even though I maybe did like a day in county. I got my chest out, like, hey, you ain't gonna poke me. I expect that, so I understand that, as opposed to a fucking guy who is catty. Like it's like there's no like you sassy son, like you might as well just fucking you might as well get a waist trainer, like get your waist trainer game up too.
These sassy gentlemen out here, is getting out of line.
Like that's more upsetting to me, because you need to do like if you feel that she was cheating, just do what most men do, is call her, cuss her out, and call it a day, and then keep it moving. Yep, but you want to publicly shame somebody because she didn't even cheat on this guy, or at least he doesn't, or maybe she is, but he does. He like I ain't no proof yet. You know what I mean? But like, if that's what it takes to get you over the top, like, nah, man, that to me is why it's just grossly upsetting to me. What about you?
Ah, man, yeah, I think it's bad. And you know, the reason why we're talking about this is because this motherfucker's gonna get arrested.
Good. He should get arrested. Because most states in this country actually have a revenge porn law in the books. Hey.
Where you can't post some shit like that. You just can't. And that makes sense. In my head, that makes sense.
It makes sense to me too. Absolutely. 100%. I don't, I agree with that. Like, yo, look, you guys are dating. If she cheats on you, it is what it is. Like, you kind of have to expect some of that to a degree, right? Like, you don't have to necessarily live your life thinking like, oh, this bitch cheating on me. Is she out there? Whose dick she sucking right now? Are you really asleep? I know it's 3 a.m, but you might be fucking somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. You can have that in the back of your head at any time. You know what I mean? But doing regular shit, like talking to somebody, like, yo, my man, like, imagine, like, yo, that gives you a glimpse into this guy's life. So anyone, ladies, when Fred gets out, just know that if you decide to be with him, you can't do shit. You won't be able to do a fucking thing. You can't talk to nobody. You can't see nobody. You can't leave the house. You gotta stay at the crib. Like, again, that's a beta male. That's a bitch made, insecure little boy who doesn't know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean? So, hey, okay, continue being a bitch, Fred.
So, Eb, kind of to support your argument, we had another story, and this probably be a little quicker, but in Massachusetts, in New England, in that side of the country, there is a preschool that is trying to ban the word or the phrase "best friend" because it does not promote inclusivity. Lord, and see, these are the places where I hesitate, because this shit it's kind of ridiculous. It kind of goes, this is where kind of shit goes left, right? Like, like, okay, so we're talking about preschoolers. We're talking about 3 to 4 year olds,
right?
That don't have a command on the English language quite yet,
right?
And they pretty much talk from the heart. They kind of just speak what they feel. And when they're young, their friend is going to be the best friend.
Right.
And to kind of like try to reprimand a child for expressing a positive emotion, that's where it's bizarre to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's over the top. It's over the top. And this is where I kind of like when people say, oh, you know, our country's soft, or our people are growing up soft. Sometimes I think about things like this. I'm like, maybe, maybe.
Like, yo, I don't think people understand that as in society, right? I think human beings are just, you know, we are creatures of habit, right? So when we form friends, we form a pack. Right? Mm-hmm. And a best friend, to be quite honest with you, is literally just an extension of brother or sister, right? Best friend is a label.
It's family you choose. It's family you choose.
Exactly. It's a label that you put on somebody that isn't necessarily blood. You know what I mean? So that's your way of saying this individual is my best friend. You know? And if you take that label away, like that's just, it's, first of all, it's just part of human life. I mean, everyone in this world has a best friend, unless you're just a super duper like introvert. You know what I mean? And you just want to be alone. But the point is, how do you tell a 4-year-old like, nah, that's not your best friend? Like, what? Like, what do you mean?
Well, like, on top of that, Ed, like, I can kind of see it from like, you know, my perspective. Now, not everyone has 100 friends. Not every kid has like 7. Even like the popular kid in preschool is not gonna have more than 5 friends. Like good friends. You know, he might be cool with everybody, but you know, you got to think about things like that. Most kids, the average is probably gonna have like 1 really good friend.
Absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely. And that's normal. That's okay. Like, yo, first of all, if you don't know by now, you need to keep your circle super small. Super duper small. Because the bigger it gets, the more you leave it open for infiltration of bullshit.
I feel like the more watered down it gets too.
Absolutely, yeah, because you can't keep up. It's almost impossible to have that many meaningful relationships. Like, you can't have 45 best friends. It's almost damn near impossible with that. Family, work, nah. That's why you have a certain few individuals that you know are family and that are close. You know what I mean? And as you grow older, you realize that not everyone's your best friend and not everyone is your friend. You know what I mean? So that's understandable. But at 4 years old, you know what I mean? It's like the pussification of our country, man. Like, what else? And I was talking to you about old boy from the Steelers. What's his name? Fucking
Harrison.
Is it James Harrison, right?
James Harrison, yeah.
So a few years ago, James Harrison went viral a little bit because his kids got participation awards, and he grabbed both of them, broke them, and be like, nah, not in this house. And you made a point that, participation awards have been around for quite some time. And you know, looking back, I agree. You're right. I got a lot of participation awards. And then you get a participation award even if you win. You know what I mean? Not just because you lose. So I'm thinking
here's where I think that it kind of is looked in the wrong way. Like, I think it's kind of taken away from parenting. Like, when you just go ahead and say, oh, we shouldn't give participation. No, what you should, if you're really about, like, anti-participation, you shouldn't be out, you should just let your kids know, right? Especially a person like James Harrison that has played sports at the highest levels. Right. You should tell them, like, well, look, son or daughter, look, you might have gotten a participation trophy, but that really is not, it doesn't mean much. Like, you didn't really earn this. It's a teaching moment. It's a teaching moment. Yeah. And I think a lot of things have gone left because we as a society take the easy route out and blame someone else.
Right. And that's always been the case. That's always been the case. There's always some.
You're right.
No one wants to take accountability for the actions.
Only
when it benefits them.
In our time, the TV was the babysitter, you know? So it's every era has a different problem. Right. See, our era was unsupervised, pretty much unsupervised growing up, right? And that was to a fault. And to fix that, people that are having kids now are over supervising. You know? And I kind of feel to a fault. I kind of feel like it's to a fault. And I think we need to find a medium where we can find the positives in sports, which are more than just health-wise. Like, there's a lot of, when we were talking about this, there's a lot of positives in sports mentally. Yeah. Where it helps you be a structured person, a team player, this and that. You know, there's tons of things that you can take into your regular life. And I feel like that's kind of overlooked in many different aspects. So,
well, not only that, I think sports also teaches you that life is not fair. There's always going to be somebody better than you. There's always going to be somebody not as good as you. There's always going to be someone just 100 times more talented than you are. There's going to be people that are talented that have no work ethic and will never shine. And that teaches you some shit too, right?
And it's also going to teach you that sometimes you could do everything right and you still fail. And that's okay. And I think that's the great thing about sports. But again, what we're doing here is trying to highlight I guess I'll call it the pussification of our country, man. Not even our country, just our culture, you know? And you can see it. You can see it clear as day. Look at Fred. Like, Fred has no guidance. Like, Fred had no guidance whatsoever, and he's moving like a scorn, Fred, scorn female. For sure, Fred has zero male friends, dog. For sure.
Or zero male guidance. He has no one to look up to.
Because if you told me, man, I just broke up with my wife, I'm about to put up all these pictures on Facebook. I'll be like, "Nah, look, my man, look, my man, that ain't
I ain't
that
no
ain't the move.
I ain't no fucking sucker, dog.
I'm just saying. If I was Fred's friend and he told me I'm about to put this bitch's fucking pictures up, titties, ass, pussy, and everything.
No, for real. Like, you know, you're right.
I would be like,
I'd be like, yo,
look,
what the fuck are you doing? You acting like a
look,
ho-ho
man, I know
out
you
here
upset.
right now.
I know you upset, but you one ho right now.
Super, like, you know what, Vic? You know what? Listen, yo, these dudes are on some wild shit. Like, yo, like, I think that's the first thing that these young cats do is that they run to post nudes. Like, you posted the shit that was intimate that your girl said, that your lady sent you, and here it is. Okay, she fucking someone else. Okay, and
in our day, that was just meant for you two and your best friend.
Hey, people are gonna start getting the wrong idea. Relax.
You're right.
Actually, hold on.
Right.
But if they're not but if they're not your girl, okay, I can rock with that. You're right. We'll take the girlfriend label off of that. Yeah. Okay, we Gucci. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, man, like it's I think it's because I personally feel it's an epidemic. I feel like, yo, dudes running to post nudes is the equivalent of a girl coming and cutting up all your shit. Like cutting up your Jordans, tearing up your shirt,
keying the car,
keying the shit out of your car. Like, that is the equivalent.
Slash your tires.
Yeah, you are. That is the male version of waiting to exhale. Is posting nudes. You bitch-made, hoe-ass individual. Fred, man, seriously, yeah, you're right, Vic. I didn't think about that. You don't have good friends in your life. A good friend would have been like, nah, dog, listen, that ain't the move. That's not it, man. What did she do? Like, what did she, like, listen, like, Vic, imagine I came to you and I was like, yo, man, fuck this bitch. I'm done with her, dog. I can't even fuck this hoe. And you'd be like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? Like, what's the problem? What's going on? Like, yo, man, I'm done with this bitch.
To so-and-so.
Like, what happened? What happened? Let me tell you. All right. Yo, so I went to the gym, right? I'm like, okay. You thinking, oh, damn, this bitch was doming somebody by the squat rack. Like, what was going on? Like, nah, what happened? So what happened? Like, man, this bitch was talking to some dude. Okay, and then what? She fucking him, right? Talking. Like, I don't know, man. What were they talking about? I don't know. But it looks sexual.
This bitch had the audacity
to
talk to another man.
She had that I want to suck dick in her eyes. So I know what time it was. So I'm going to post her nudes up. Like, you might be jumping the gun there, buddy. I don't know if that's really the move right now. Like, imagine I told you that. You'd be like, hey, you acting like a hoe right now. You acting like a bitch. You got to let it go. Okay, you gotta let that shit go. God damn, Fred, look at you. You got me thinking look of all these. Look at all these hoe ass. And you know what though, Vic? It's funny because when I think about it, I've actually gone on Facebook, and you know those people that post or repost shit that other people post, and I've actually come across not specifically nudes, but I've come across some very long posts and videos and pictures of these dudes trying to like blast a chick on social media. I'm like, yo, come on, dog, let it go. Stop being a hoe. Go find
They should do what Eb used to do back in the day and just post really sad songs. And
hey, first of all, I didn't get that'll never happen to me. So I didn't get cheated on, but I did get my heart broken. Everybody got to go through one. Everybody got to go through one. You know what I mean? But I wasn't out here posting nudes. Yeah.
Not posting them, showing them. That's a different story.
That's neither. Oh, I'm not even gonna.
Don't even bring it up because we don't even need to go down that road.
I'm not trying to get sued. I ain't got that long money. Like, never mind.
Nope.
Anyway, but yo, man, yeah. So listen, we need to change our culture, and it needs to stop with these hoe ass individuals because. These dudes, man, I think they're really creating an epidemic, man. I really don't want that to become the norm, you know, where I don't really try to believe in gender roles too much, but I do believe in biology, and certain biological traits make you act a certain way. And that's hard. Now there's
that spicy.
There's some shit. Listen. There's
we about to get a letter from the Women's League of America.
There's a huge issue with patriarchy, and I get that. And there's a lot of deep rooted issues, right, that we kind of need to get through. However, I still do feel that certain things a man is just predisposed to doing, and women too. That's just my take on it. You know what I mean? All right. But this whole ass shit, like, nah, that's not the way you move, my man. That's not the way.
All hate mail should be addressed to Eb at buffetboys.podcast@gmail.
And I'll read them on the air, ladies. Please, I would love to read all the slander, even though I'm out here fighting.
You gonna post it online, Eb? And what are we talking about? What are we talking about here? You gonna air out dirty laundry online? Anyway. I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and finish up the show. Yeah, Rich, hit us with that second break.
Hey, you guys, it's me, Cliche, from The Girl Knows Curls.
And this is Samantha, the lifestyle creator of The Real Girlfriend Experience.
And we are Dualistic. Girl, I need you to relax. Relax, Samantha.
Hey, I gotta do extra. I always do that. However, tune in to Samantha and Cliche on Dualistic Podcast every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on urbanmogullife.com for the latest episode, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at Dualistic.
And as always,
we are
Gemini as fuck.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.
Yo, we back. We back at it again.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Put some energy in this episode, Eb. We got
all the energy.
Out here just drowsy and, eating Funyuns and shit.
This fucking this candescent calm got me calm.
Oh, got you on that
good,
on the Zen shit.
Yeah, it's it helps me level out at that sometimes. You feel me?
Okay.
It's weird. I had to indulge.
So, we're gonna get right back into the bullshit, and there's the story that caught my eye because it comes from the motherland, and I'm not talking about Pasadena. I'm talking about Mexico.
Oh, your motherland. We got
my motherland.
Sure
I'm sorry.
We put that disclaimer out.
Not your motherland, Eb.
My motherland.
We're talking about Mexico, and so I actually had heard about this, Eb, and I didn't really care that much because we're talking about Barbies here.
Yeah. Wait a minute, which
we're
Barbie?
Talking about
the one that just got about to get this platinum plaque, and is it be on the billboards? Is it that one? Is it the bad Barbie? Not bad Barbie.
Not bad Barbie. No.
Oh, is it bad Barbie? Bad baby? Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Anyway,
bad
continue.
baby. Yeah. She had a song, something Barbie though. But anyway, so there's this Barbie that just came out that is the likeness of the very renowned, very what would you call it?
Icon.
Special, iconic person in Mexico, Frida Kahlo. Mm-hmm. And this is a big thing, right? Because not a lot of specific people are represented in the Mattel line of Barbies, but they're doing actually that very thing where they're putting iconic women as Barbie.
Word. And
in Mexico, they're not allowing it to be sold there because the likeness is owned by the family. Now,
so this is like a knockoff.
No. It's Mattel. It's made by Mattel. It's a real thing. But since the family owns the likeness, just like almost any other musician, somebody owns the likeness to them.
Okay. All right.
Bob Marley, for the longest time, was owned by the Marley family until they actually sold his image to the highest
Babylon.
Bidder, pretty much.
To Babylon Ting.
To Babylon, exactly.
Babylon Ting. It's okay.
But anyway, so I
Shot
thought that
is
was
flop.
interesting, right? I thought that was interesting. And within a short time on Facebook again, I saw a friend of mine's Facebook post that she had just got the Barbie. And I didn't really care except for it was popping off.
No.
Like there was like 50 or 60 comments in the first like 10 minutes that it was up.
Yeah, shit was jumping.
It was jumping, right? And most people started off with like, oh, it's great that, you know, we're being represented and something you don't see very often, unibrow and all. So if you don't know Frida, she's a woman that had the unibrow. She was an artist. She was all kinds of things, right?
Yeah, she wasn't just for she just wasn't for sweaters and backpacks and bags that she's being plastered all over and making a mockery of. I saw a picture of Frida Kahlo with a fucking, like, there's this I forgot what the name of the company is, but they sell clothes like Huff and shit. They got Frida Kahlo on there. I'm like, damn, you motherfuckers out here just trying to fucking appropriate the shit out of her, huh? Like, okay. So it was popping off. So I got interested, and I just kind of went into the wormhole, and sure enough, the reason why I was popping it was because the audacity of some European Americans. Now, that's usually, you know what? In history, I think that's how every fucking sad tale started. It all started with the audacity of some European Americans.
I think that's the name of the episode. But anyway,
the audacity of European Americans.
Yes, but so this one particular European American said, "I'm not fucking with this doll because hold on, because they're ignoring her." They're ignoring the fact that she had a disability and they're not being inclusive.
What?
Because she had polio as a child and had uneven legs. Right? The real Frida had uneven legs, and late in her life ended up in a wheelchair. And this person is upset because they did not release a Barbie with a wheelchair. And
what the fuck is wrong with these people?
So and it gets worse, Ed, because people started jumping on her and started letting her know that she started letting her know about her privilege, right? Yeah. And she was like, "How could I? Like, what do you guys know about me? I have a Latino boyfriend." And I have two Latino, half Latino children.
Shit, that makes it up, but that's like saying I got black friends. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's just funny because she didn't realize what she was doing, and this shit was so entertaining. Like, the only thing I posted, Ab, was the picture of Michael Jackson eating popcorn, because that shit was just such entertainment for me.
I'm sorry, man. This shit is lit. Because I'd be like, yo, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I like what you want them to have. Like, how you gonna tell a Barbie with like one long leg and one little leg? Like, what the fuck?
They call her Skipper.
Who does that? Like, you mad? Like, who's? And then, like, if we're going that deep, that means unibrow, mustache, yes. And then it comes with the fucking it comes with the wheelchair as an accessory. Like,
yes.
So Barbie get the convertible and the Frida Barbie gets the fucking wheelchair.
Put some D's on it. 100 spokes.
They called her IHOP. We do legends like that. Yo, listen, Mattel, you guys need to come out with the icon, with the legend, what's it called? The legend line. Then have like Michael Jackson with like Mad Vitiligo. Yo, what the fuck, man? I don't.
OJ with CTE he's got a leather glove and a knife with
fucking knife and shit. Yeah, man. She fuck with Stephen Hawking with like the crazy fucking motorized wheelchair
with
and
the underbite in the wheelchair.
Yeah, it looks like it's like them RC car racing. It's like the RC car racers. You're just like, oh shit.
Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit to get into.
I think that, I mean, it's dope that they even thought about putting that they even put what's it called, Frida Kahlo out there. You know what I mean? Because not a lot of people. I think more people now know Frida Kahlo for just being on T-shirts. To be 100% honest with you, and that's
who's
cool.
That unibrow having woman on that T-shirt?
yo, is that old boy from the Pelicans? Nah, that ain't. Is that Anthony Davis?
Aw, dog. Come on, man.
Oh man. But anyway, speaking about basketball. Oh shit. Mills Lane out here, yo.
Transition.
He wants to see the Mattel version of LeBron James with the bald hairline. Oh shit. But yo, no, anyway, listen, last week we were talking about the young Jamaican icon Tristan Thompson, and you know, out here spreading the seed, you know what I mean, going wild. And the best thing that came out of this afterwards was that he wants to have a paternity test.
Like a true scumbag, like I said last week.
Yeah.
Like a true scumbag asking to go on Maury, dog. Come on.
I mean, hey, listen, you don't know. She's saying that he says that he thinks that James Harden is the baby's father.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, yo, did this girl come out with like a little peach fuzz? Did she come out with like a little 5 o'clock shadow?
With a full beard?
With a full beard? Yeah. Yo, Tristan Thompson, my man, what are you doing? Just take the L, bruh. Like, I know you're like, yo, I'm about to have mad babies out here, but listen, you decided to make that decision, so you got to live with that.
Man, that child support is about to take up his whole check.
Yeah, man. Damn, that 80 million is gonna be gone real fast. But listen, he's living that true Jamaican shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna have like a gang of babies, and you don't have to lose all. You don't have to have like
he's
7
gonna be
jobs.
He's gonna be eating ramen with oxtail.
Oh shit, Victor!
He needs to stop, dog. He needs to stop. Like,
and part of this whole thing. So not only is Tristan Thompson-Kardasian out in these streets, wilding, another part of this Kardashian clan, Kanye West.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, man. I'm telling you, this guy, I don't know what the fuck he's on. So, you know, everything started popping off because, you know, Kanye isn't really heavy on the social media, and lately he's been on this shit heavy. And I was reading a lot. I was reading a lot of these tweets. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't saying shit, and this is getting retweeted like 100,000 times. I'm like, this dude is saying literally nothing. Like, he says some shit about capitalism and don't let that fucking take away from you. I'm like, motherfucker, you selling these Great Depression hoodies for like $350.
That's exactly what I was gonna get into.
You have the audacity to talk about motherfucking capitalism. You go sit your dumb ass somewhere. So anyway, this motherfucker starts writing a whole bunch of shit, and people are going wild, acting like he's dropping gospel, right? And hey, you know, he fucked up. I was like, yeah.
How so?
So, you know, Kanye West, when Donald Trump was elected, he kind of threw out the whole like, yo, I would vote for Donald Trump, and that should have been the first flag. You know what I mean? And what did I tell you, Vic?
We're on warning him.
We're on warning, but I told you he's gonna claim that crazy shit, and that's exactly what happened. A couple months later, you remember he started looking like Wesley Snipes and was a Demolition Man, and then
Simon Phoenix.
And then
Simon Phoenix too.
He became a recluse. And then now he's back, and he's back on the bullshit. So Kanye West tweeted out, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks," and Candace Owens. If you don't know who she is, look her up. But in any case, Candace Owens jumped back and said, "I'm freaking out. Kanye West, please take a meeting with me. I tell every single person that everything that I have been inspired to do was written in your music. Lord have mercy. If you have Kanye West out here living your life, you can rethink that. I am my own biggest fan because you made it okay. I need you to help wake up the black community." And then she followed up with this, which is funny because black community and this guy don't go hand in hand, but somehow she's making a correlation. "I truly believe that the real Donald Trump isn't just a leader of the free world, but the savior of it as well. Jesus Christ."
On that tip.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Lord. "May God bless America, the last stand for Western civilization." And the best tweet of the day goes, she retweeted this fucking Keep America Great MAGA shit. So many liberals triggered over Donald Trump considering drug testing food stamp recipients. If you have money for drugs, you have money to eat. There's just no way around this one. Wow. So that just lets you know where Candace Owens stands. So I went back and I started thinking, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker does not let up. 1 minute, I'm like, Kanye, you just gotta pass, bro. You just gotta pass. You came back from rehab, you lost a little weight, and now look at you on the fuck shit once again.
This chipmunk motherfucker, I can't have. Like, look, Kanye has given us a couple good albums. I don't give him as much credit as everyone else does.
You don't think he's a genius, Vic?
No, I don't. You
don't think that album that he dropped where it was like a bunch of white noise and he was like, yo, this is Jesus, and I was like, this is garbage.
You see, the thing is that it's not original. He's trying to take what everyone else thinks is unique and visionary and kind of stepping away from what made him a good artist. His originality,
soul samples.
But he was being, on top of that, his take on hip hop was interesting.
Word.
It was different. It was real. It was raw. And then he tried to live up to this standard that he self-imposed, and I don't feel like he's met that standard. I feel like that he hasn't done it. He hasn't lived up to it. He's trying, but I think in the wrong ways.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Vic. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
He's a Gemini. And
oh boy.
Listen, I'm a Gemini.
Aren't you a Gemini?
Aren't you a Gemini? Yeah, I'm a huge Gemini.
Gemini?
Listen, Geminis are kind of like Leos, man, where it's just like, we are holier than thou to a certain degree. And the thing about that is,
it all makes sense with you now. It all makes sense.
Yo,
here
listen,
I
man.
am trying to be a rational person with you, not knowing that you are not capable of being rational because you're a Gemini.
Listen,
good excuse, bud.
Rich is out here, June 8th. You feel me? Geminis unite. Listen, Geminis have given us great rappers: Tupac, Biggie, Andre 3000, Kanye, but we're all crazy. Point is, look, Mills Lane, absolutely right. Yo, Kanye is definitely in the sunken place. Him and Stephen A. Smith are both sharing a panini right now, trying to figure out how to get out of there. But yeah, man, listen, Geminis, I don't know, dog. They fucking wild. They super wild. I'm telling you right now, and sometimes they feel like they are the movement. We're born leaders. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But we have two sides, and both sides tug. 1 minute we're this way, 1 minute the other way. And listen, he found that Kardashian clan, and they will fuck you up, man. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Like however they can make money, they'll do it. And I mean, I'm just waiting for that. I'm waiting for them to put Khloe in the ring. I want to see this chick start boxing. And I'm gonna tell you, now that I'm thinking about it, I got pretty high on Friday and I was trying to come up with shit that we were gonna talk about. And for some reason I started thinking about Khloe Kardashian as an American Gladiator. I'm like, yo, that chick looks exactly like one of the chicks that was an American Gladiator.
Not since her bone density reduction,
Bone density reduction.
She and his dances before, She can't handle. Her bones are brittle now.
Oh shit, man. But yo, man. Anyway,
Kanye needs to stop, dog. Bottom line, Kanye needs to
fucking. Absolutely.
He needs to stop because he's being a real buster ass bitch, and I can't take it. Yep, I can't take it. He's making me upset. I can't even make sensical insults. But fuck Kanye, man. The problem with Kanye is that he does some stuff that's good enough for him for you to forgive him a little bit.
Nah. Fuck Kanye.
And then he comes out with some more fuck shit. He's gonna come out with an album, man, that he's gonna make you go, all right.
I'll be honest with you. I think Kanye is probably just trolling because he's trying to get views and likes, and he knows the more blasphemous shit he says, the more people are gonna want to see it, listen to it.
I feel
that's some hoe shit, but I mean that's just kind of what the game is all about. But yo, man, Shout out to Gemini.
We gotta say some radical shit, dog.
Nah, I'm Gucci. Nah, we ain't got no. You can say nah. You can listen. You can say crazy shit when you got bread. If you ain't got no bread, you can't just be a common individual saying some crazy shit. Like, nah, man. That's how you get taken down. When you got money, you can fight that shit off. But if you normal, you got just regular benefits. Nah, you don't want that smoke. Trust me.
All right. So on the note of fuck Kanye. I think that's going to be the end of our show.
Word. Listen. Listen. Geminis unite. And, hey, listen. Also, Taurus season. Shout out to you Tauruses out there. You stubborn, materialistic, possessive.
For Taurus?
You self-indulgent, lazy motherfuckers. Salute to the Tauruses out there.
All right. So if y'all want to catch us on Instagram and Twitter, which is usually popping, you can find us at buffet_boys. You can also find us on the website buffetboyspodcast.tk. You can also find us on the UML network, urbanmogullife.com. You can also find us on Ruckus Radio Live on Sundays. And on Facebook, but that's not important.
Oh shit. Yeah, man, you know what it is. The Buffet Boys, episode 65. Support your local minorities. You know what it is. Big shout out to Ruckus Radio Live. Big shout out to Rich, the whole entire HUD Nation and family. We appreciate you. Nason, appreciate you. Cali Connected, we about to make this shit happen. UML, Poindexter, all y'all out there. Appreciate you. Ma himself, we out here. Listen, we're going to be back next week, as always, podcasting for the culture, bringing more knowledge for your brain, more culture for your soul, and more bullshit for your week. It's your boy, the Salvadoran sensation, Eb.
It's your boy, Vic.
Peace.